When I released my first independent animated film, Understanding Chaos, across the internet back in the year 2000, it came out of the blue, out of nowhere, and gained an incredible response. It got over 100,000 downloads. This spread throughout many news media, both in print and on the web, fostering a number of interviews and gaining a lot of traffic and a lot of response on my website. Subsequent releases took me as far as China and Japan to stand in the spaces of anime greats and eventually led to a major publishing deal. All of this gained more notoriety for my work and for my website, and this was all achieved without a multi-million-dollar marketing budget and without a team of paid advertisers. Today, however, the internet is a very different place. It is extremely difficult to launch a website from scratch and gain the kind of traffic necessary to really get eyes on your product. I don't care if you're doing a webcomic, a film, an animation, whatever it is you're trying to create, your goal is to get as many eyes on it as possible. This is what will lead to your building up a loyal following and will lead to sales of your product. This may have been fairly easy to do 6 or 7 years ago, but today, with over 50 million websites clamoring for attention, it's going to take some ingenuity to keep from being lost in the crowd. That brings us to the purpose of this course. I'm going to speak candidly here. The best way to really stand out from the crowd is to rise up above all the noise that's out there on the internet. And that's not going to happen by simply throwing up some images on a site or putting together, something that looks cool with a lot of flashy graphics and expecting everybody to just, compile onto the site to see it. There's so much noise on the internet today that to even get noticed requires some effort, requires a little something special. And this course can actually show you a lot of techniques, and I really do mean a lot of techniques that can really get out there and start getting eyes on your site. But this isn't a course where, there's some videos that you can watch and you can soak up some information and go, oh, that's cool, that makes sense, and then forget about it. This is a course where you're expected to actually do the things that are suggested and actually put them into action now. Actually start building your webpage. I would hope you already have a webpage for your comic or your movie or whatever it is you are creating, but if you don't, then this course is the time to actually make that webpage and get it up there and actually start using the techniques that you'll be shown here to bring people to your page. There's a lot of information that's going to be covered. That's why this course is 4 parts. Some of the information is an entire course in itself, and we're going to get into a lot of that stuff. All the traffic that's floating around out there isn't going to wait for you to create something great and hope that they just happen to show up there. When people log onto the internet, they're looking for something, and usually they want it now. And if you can entice them even with something that's coming, then they can sign up for your list or join your site or do whatever it is so that they can keep up to date on that something that they really want so that they'll be ready for it when it comes. And we're going to get into this level of enticement and anticipation shortly. When you consider building a loyal audience, it's not just about this one project. If you're making a movie, it's not just about this one movie, it's about all your future products. When you have a loyal audience, those are your bread and butter for the life of your career making whatever it is you make, be it comics, be it animation, be it movies. That loyal audience is going to follow you by your name for a long time. So you want to build up an audience that keeps coming back to you for more of whatever it is you give them. And of course, you have to give them something great, something of value to keep them coming back. But to get them there in the first place is the purpose of this course, and that's what kind of things we're going to get into, whether it's trying to get them there through search engines. There's a lot of techniques using search engines to actually get high page rankings. I have page 1 rankings on Google and Yahoo for the search terms that most relate to what I do. I have an Alexa traffic ranking that's in the top 1% of all the sites on the entire World Wide Web. Many of the techniques I'm about to show you, I implemented mostly this year to gain those kinds of numbers. So my traffic skyrocketed in a very short amount of time over the course of a few months. and you're going to find out how that can be done and all the techniques that it takes to do it. But if you want to see results, the key is that you have to do it.